Hey everybody, this is Josh from CollectionDX.com. We're outside today because it's really nice. And Nausicaä is an outdoor character. I mean, it's all about nature and, being one with the earth and all sorts of stuff. This is the Nausicaä Mowe Nausicaä set, full action version by Bandai. It is not a Tamashii Nations product. And see that red Bandai, not blue Bandai? It's very cool, but it's not super big. To give you an idea of scale, no sponsorship there, I'll turn that around. Not big. Very small. And this whole thing cost me $98 plus shipping, so like $104 or something crazy. Yeah, it's expensive for what you get, but what you get's pretty cool. So let's talk about the glider first. The Bluefin release calls it Mehve, M-E-H-V-E, but the box says Mowe, M-O-W-E. It's Nausicaa's glider, basically. It's cool. It's all plastic. There's no metal. There's a little LED in the engine compartment, which I'll show you inside later on. It's got this little stand, and the stand has a function where you can kind of open it up a little bit if you want a wider stance for the stand. So the glider itself, it's light, it's plastic, but it's attractive. And as far as I know, the first toy of this thing, I'm sure there's been kits and everything. I first came across Nausicaä when it was called, I think it's called Warriors of the Wind or something like that. Before I knew what Studio Ghibli was, before I knew who Miyazaki was, I was all about that movie. And then I saw the original. Well, scratch that. I got the manga that came through Eclipse, I think, came through, or Viz or something. And I realized there was a whole world behind it, and then I saw the movie, and yeah, I'm all about the correct version of it. So it's got movable wing flaps. It's got a movable, this sort of brace here moves. It's got the little fins on the back that they move around a little bit. You gotta attach them out of the box, and you gotta attach these rails out of the box. And you can attach two little weapons in these holes here. So it's like storage. One's like a stick, or one's like a rifle. But oh my God, the rifle falls out pretty easily, and it's so small. I thought I was going to lose it. You can look at the pictures, you'll see what I was talking about. But curiously, the toy does something that it did not do in the manga, and it did not do in the movie. It opens up to kind of like a Mothra looking thing with clear plastic joints. It's rather gorgeous. It reminds me of the Formania gunship from a few years back, if you guys had that or not. Really phenomenal craftsmanship. It's nice, but it's light, it's plasticky, good quality plastic, but still plastic. When you're putting it back together, you got to line up a couple little tabs there for it to go back into place. But that's basically the glider. Getting Nausicaä on the glider is a surprising challenge. So here's the Nausicaä figure. It's got good articulation. It's all mostly ball and joint things. You get a lot of rotation. There's a nice big crunch in the abdomen. The skirt is flexible plastic. Knees bend, ankles are on ball joint. But there's some articulation that's limited. Because these are just ball joints, they pop out rather easily. And I'd rather they pop out than break. But you are limited to what you can do. So you can kind of go out like that, but then you reach in that danger zone where it's just going to come right off. Same thing with the arms. If you overdo it, they pop right off. Which, again, I'd rather they do than don't. But it's just it's a little fiddly to get into the sort of like flying pose. There are certain hands to use with flying, and these are them. And I have a challenge when you try to get more than one hand on, you gotta kind of do it around, and then get, oh, it happened the first time for me this time. All right, and then you kind of arch the back and bring it forward. Oh, well, all right, so of course on camera it goes fine, but that's one way in which she mounts onto the Mehve or Mowe or whatever we want to call it, and it looks really good. I mean, this is a great desktop display. The figure is fun to fiddle around with, but it does, you know, pop out of joint if you're giving it. It's not a very I wouldn't give it to little kids, you know what I mean, but it's fine. She can also, and here's where I was having some problems. There is another kind of pose she did where it showed on the package. See if I can get it on the package so you can see what I'm trying to replicate here. See that one? Right, that's what I'm trying to do. So legs out, arms on the thing, hand out, okay? So he's got a good bend at the hip, okay? And the legs are kind of out, and this arm is straight and is grabbing kind of right in front of the strap. But see how the strap is now in the way of the, so like it's, you got to kind of get the legs like out, and even this isn't right, but it's kind of close. The reason why this pose is a pose is it's the whistle that she used to drag the, I think they're called the omu, away. Now, to give you an idea of how stupid, insane this is and how worried I am about dropping things, that is the whistle, okay? Potentially one of the smallest accessories I've ever seen. Nausicaä exists with her mask and hat off. You get this little rubber ring here for the, shows the mask down, but you have her, you know, unmasked head, which is, again, really nicely, you get her unmasked head, which is really nicely sculpted. And you have also some variant hands here. These are her closed fists. It's so hard to get a good video of this because the size. Maybe I'll just do the rest inside. All right, a couple more things to cover while I'm inside and I'm not boiling to death. Here you can see the gun storage and the cane. It's a big long pipe basically. And you can see the LED action going on underneath. That's nice. If it's not dark enough though, you'll kind of see it go, you can almost see it a little bit. You can see the LED through the plastic if you're in a really dark environment, so take that for what it is. The batteries that you need are LR41s, which I looked up because that's a, if you go to the hearing aid store, any store that sells hearing aid batteries, you want, like for Energizer $392, you need 2 of them, okay? And there's a little panel here that just pops off, and then you unscrew, and there's your light switch. And here's a little pet peeve, because this isn't a Tamashii Nations product, it does not have any kind of place for a Tamashii stand. It would have been great, like, if this little piece came off and there was a little hole that you could have put your Tamashii stand into. But no, this is a whole different business wing that doesn't do Tamashii, I guess. So here's all the hands you get. You open hands, you get a little whistle holding hand I showed you outside, you get some gun holding hands and some closed fists. You can pop the head off easily, and just, it's good. That's in there enough that you don't have to worry about it falling off, but it's not there so tight that you're worrying about breaking the ball joint out. I wanted to show you another cool thing I did like, is that it's got a little hinge on the back of the head here, so you can get the head to go up. You can really get a good range of motion out of her. And here's the full-size weapon of that pipe, and here's the full-size weapon of the gun. The gun supposedly can sling over the shoulder. I mean, not supposedly, it can, but it comes off easily, and Nausicaa does not like to stand on her own. She's a naughty girl. Yeah, you'll do that a lot. Look forward to that. But really, I mean, her place is really on her glider, which that is really why we bought this set, just so we can have a real nice display of, you know, this classic, iconic vehicle that is from one of my favorite animated movies of all time. If someone asked me what is my favorite Ghibli movie, it's this one. Hello, ball joint. Would you like to separate? Yes, I would. Yeah. All right. Well, I think you get the idea. It's 98 bucks. I got mine. I bought it from Bluefin. It's shipped really quick. This is not a sponsored review. They didn't send it to me for free. Yada, yada, yada. I'm just letting you know that, you know, it's reliable and quick to get it. It's just, it's a tad smaller than I anticipated. But what can you do? I don't regret buying it. I think I just, I wish I had a little better idea of the size before I did. And now you do too. Anyways, this has been Josh from CollectionDX. We'll see you some other time. Bye.